Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geomologist Presents. Today we have a special treat, and there will be a guest GM. Our guest GM is going to be Dee McKinney from Kismet Games, and she's going to run a game of Rustwater, their recently kickstarted, from their recently kickstarted Quick Start rules. It's a mouthful to say. And they're planning, if you go back to my interview with her, number 317 of the podcast, you'll know that they're planning on another Kickstarter in the near future. But she's going to show us the game, explain to us how to play Black Sword Hack and everything. And I guess take it away. You can have us introduce ourselves as players or whatever, but it's your game now, Dee. All right.
All right, let's do it. I'm Dee McKinney. I'm the co-owner, along with Wayne Peacock, of Kismet Games. We're based out of the wonderful town of Athens, Georgia. If you've never been here, it's pretty cool. Tonight we're going to be playing Rustwater, and Rustwater is the first product that we did a Kickstarter for. We honestly have the whole book done. It's about 220 pages, but we needed to do a Kickstarter to both get some experience and make sure we could actually have an audience for the full game. So just to give you the elevator pitch, Rustwater is a game set in an alternate Earth where it probably diverged from familiar Earth history around the year 1650. When I showed a video to folks, I hope you had a chance to watch it. If you didn't, I'll go over it real quick. It's a coastal seafaring world where a series of four cataclysms happened about 100 years before the game starts. First of all, there was red thorn. It came and it was exactly what it sounds like, nasty red thorns that broke apart brick and cities and tore them to pieces, destroyed the very preliminary rail system, everything that was going on. The second was the monstrous nativity, where human beings and animals that we know started giving birth to supernatural creatures. So humans started birthing elves, and I don't know, horses started birthing unicorns. Just you can take it from there. There was also the elemental riot, where machines sort of woke up and came to life, and a special group of PC character types called Tinker Witches can talk to those machines and kind of cajole them and work with them to get them to do what they want. But the most, in my opinion, the most unique and devastating curse was called word worms. When a human opened up and looked at a book, sort of an infection would come from the book to their eyes would burn, and the pages would burn as well. So this world is somewhat unique in that there is no written language. You can't, for example, send notes to each other. There are some bypasses, like leaving signs and symbols, like most people have a crest of some sort outside their business. If it's a cheese shop, they've got a big hunk of cheese rather than the word cheese. So that's the big difference. This is our world that we created, and we use the Black Sword Hack as our system under their open gaming license. So that's a little bit about me and the game. Why don't we go around and starting with Rain and introduce yourself and your archetype and your character.
You're muted.
Ha! I got a drink for our fallen friend that we drink to. Mhm. It's a kind of a tradition we do on one of the channels I'm on. Where anyway, he would do that all the time. Anyway, I am playing Brain, who is a Tovenar, and the Tovenar, it looks like he has an affinity to the monstrous nativity. So, and he can, I guess, still cast spells. I don't know if he can actually read the spells, but he's more like kind of like a sorcerer, it looks like.
The Tovenar, yes, they're sorcerers,
Mhm.
but each particular Tovenar has an affinity to one of those four curses. Important part that I forgot: the people who drop, the creatures who drop these curses are simply
Mhm.
called the others. That's
Okay.
all people know about them. So.
Yep. All right. So I think that's about it. I don't know. We'll go from there. I don't think there's anything else in the background that you gave me. Where is it? Oh, yeah. So I wear a silver penannular brooch, and I work with, I don't know if the other characters would know, but I work with a guild called the Raven Eyes. I guess their purview is spying, and I guess they spy about or look for monstrous nativity phenomenon. All right, I think that's about it. Yep. Oh, that's
Go.
interesting. There's some more. I was born among a knot of raggedies, and I grew up tattooing. So I guess do I have tattoos? Yep.
Yeah, so every raggedy has a unique tattoo, usually
Hmm.
some kind of falsified scar. It just
Uh,
lets other raggedies know that who you are.
okay, cool. All right, I think it's about it. All right, neat.
Go for it, Amalia.
All righty. See. So I am playing Amalia. She is a harbinger. So she's a living chronicle of the age. She's a member of the guild. She serves as a herald and a keeper of memory. So she is part of the court of Golcliff. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. And they value her testimony. So, in a world without written words, because you said that we don't really write, my profession is to basically be a living legal document. But she has little things she can do here and there, like little spells, but they're not really spells. But she grew up around animals in the orchards of the local village. She moved and made some groats by assisting the guild, and she should have asked more questions because it kind of got her off key, got her into a little bit of trouble. But most people tolerate her journeys outside of the city. But yeah, somehow along the way, she learned hedge magic, and that kind of got her in trouble with a hog witch and a healer and a midwife, and so her hexes are less dangerous than sorcery, but she's still dangerous. Hopefully, I got that all correct.
Sounds good. And Phyxius, if you want to go ahead, I will. I'm still looking for the custodes to make sure BJ has that.
Valley, and I'm a property captain.
Your sound is really off
Oh,
again.
can you hear me now?
I don't know. It's like it's very garbled, like you're underwater. Oh, technical difficulties. Yeah, I don't know. Something's up with your mic settings. I think yeah, the first one is a harbinger.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I see what you're saying.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, there we go.
I'm a profiteer captain, and if you have the coin or the gold to use my, let me sell you anywhere you want to go. Period.
All right.
Important question for the profiteer captain. Your ship needs a name, and maybe describe it a little bit. Just use your imagination.
Uh, black, black wood, black sails.
Mhm.
Uh, moves silently through the night, and let's go with the Night Stalker.
Sounds good. Night
Sounds good.
Stalker.
Cool. And
Okay, BJ, I pasted the background into Discord, and I'm about to upload another character sheet for you for the Harbinger.
For the Harbinger or the Custodes?
Sorry, I'm the Custodes. My bad.
Okay.
It's
I
okay.
can play a different one if I need
Jeez. No, sorry. See if that
Okay.
works.
to. All right, let's see.
And I'm trying to see which. Okay, the first one should be the Custodes.
Yeah.
It looks a little different, but it's the
Okay,
same
there we
ones.
go. Yeah, I got
Yeah.
it now.
Okay, excellent.
All right.
So I just want to speak a little bit about my gaming philosophy, and this is for everyone, but most especially Phyxius. My idea of a good game is cooperative storytelling. I'll ask you to help me describe things. Now, I've run this adventure multiple times, so I kind of know what it's all about, but everybody takes a different approach. And so feel free to, contribute, to tell, to narrate, and I will put obstacles in your way. If there's a conflict, I'll ask you to roll dice, but a lot of times it's just descriptive. And I have pictures to show you, but that's pretty much where we go. Now, as far as the system, I think the really important thing to remember is this is a roll under system, and you use a D20 for that. So, for example, if you have a strength of 13, that one,
This
yeah,
dice right here.
yes,
The one with all the sides.
the multiple many-sided one.
Okay.
Oh, did we lose him?
Oh no. Maybe. Well, we could also introduce a BJ's character.
Oh, yeah. Now, I'm sorry. I wanted to give you just a second to read over, but
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Phyxius.
oh
It dropped off.
no.
Maybe we should pause.
Yeah. Okay, so just to kind of once again quickly give you my philosophy, it's a cooperative storytelling game. It is not me rolling dice every time you take a step and that you fall in a pit. That's not me. I think Black Sword Hack is nice, is a little crunchy. It's not crunchy like 5e, nor is it so soft like PBTA that I sometimes feel like I can't do certain things. So anyway, we're here to have a good time. We're going to start out and let you introduce yourselves. Did I skip you, BJ? Because you got a few minutes to look over your character.
Tomo again, because BJ's muted.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, tell us about your character.
My character is Friedrich. Friedrich is a custodes. He works for the cenotaph, the librarians of Rustwater, whose job is to seek out and return knowledge to the libraries and protect the interests of the cenotaph. Background is it comes from a family of craftspeople who were did stained glass. That was his family background, and that's kind of all I know about him right now. I'm sure I'll think of some other stuff as we go along.
Okay. So we talked about it being a roll under system. So you use a D20. If your target is 13, you have to roll below a 13, so a 12 or less, so on and so forth. There are certain kinds of weapons in this game that are called martial weapons, think daggers and swords and things like that. Those get a little bit of a boost on damage versus, say, like a rolling pin, but just worth noting when we actually do get into combat, because I'm sure we will. I've talked about the world. The system is pretty deadly. It's somewhat realistic. I know that BJ probably knows that. I've died before playing Black Sword Hack. And I'm trying to think of anything else. We probably need to do lines and veils, if that's okay with everybody.
That's fine.
All right. Okay. So my lines are any kind of racism, sexism, abuse, no harming children or animals on screen. My veils, if it has anything to do with sexuality, will just gently fade to shadow, or like a torture scene where it's part of the story, but I don't want to go into great detail about it. Those are mine. Anybody else want to add anything?
No, I'm very
Those are good for
similar.
me.
Yeah, I'm very similar.
Okay. I'm going to share my screen now. And you know what? It is perfectly cool with me since some of you have not played Black Sword Hack before, and I know you haven't played Rustwater before. We can certainly stop and take questions as needed. Okay, can you see Rustwater? Okay. So this is the world as you know it. this is the city of Gottlieb. It is the main city setting of the game. Nix is an additional town that's not too far from Gottlieb, and it is the realm of the Vodnoi. We'll talk about them in the game. The reason why the world is called Rustwater is there are ancient, over 100 years old, seafaring hulks that have rusted out in this harbor. That's why it's called Rustwater, because at points, the water is red. And in fact, the main river out of Gottlieb, which is right here, is called the River Roja, which just means Red River. That's all it means. And these are just some scenes from Gottlieb. So you can see there are things like windmills. There's very rudimentary steam technology, but don't push it past, say, 1800 or so. So we sometimes call this game a mashup of Master and Commander meets Annihilation, if you've ever seen either of those movies. So you're in the city of Gottlieb at your favorite local tavern. What's the name of that local tavern?
The red-scaled fish,
Okay.
I think. Does anyone disagree?
No, sounds good.
You're at the Red Tail Fish having some spiced cider. It's the fall of the year. And I do that because it's so stinking hot here right now. When a tattooed, pierced person
Whoa.
comes in, and you know that this person, there we go, is Jeroen on the left, they, them, who works for a very scary set of augur twins called Valda and Valada. Valda and Valada are, they're augur, which means they're elves. They're creepy because, I need to stop touching my mouse. They finish each other's sentences. You can't tell them apart. They are known smugglers of pretty much everything and anything you could possibly imagine. However, they're very, very rich. You don't want to cross these people. They're very scary. And Jeroen is like their right-hand person. So Jeroen comes into the red-scaled fish and walks up to the table and says, they want to see you.
Is Jeroen a raggedy, or are tattoos very ubiquitous, or is that just
Just had a brain fart because I'm old. Jeroen is yes, he's a raggedy.
okay?
Who's also had some metal body parts
Oh yeah, I can see
grafted
that.
on.
So yeah, so I guess is it kind of like has a steampunk vibe at times, this game?
At times,
Yeah.
but
Setting, sorry.
yeah, deliberately we did not lean in hard into steampunk. It's like a steampunk glaze. How's
Mhm.
that?
Okay. All right. So by they, I guess you mean Valda
Really?
and Velada? I'm confirming. I'm
Yes.
just giving you a hard time, and show pride my sleeve.
Jeroen
You know we
says,
have to.
do you though? Do you really want to make them angry?
Hmm.
It's up to you. I can go back and tell them that you're just too darn busy to see
Oh no,
them. That's
we're
fine.
never too busy, but
I think Amalia would break into the conversation holding a tray of a whole bunch of beers and say, why don't we sit and chat?
That sounds like a capital idea. And they sit down and they take a beer. They have a job for you if you're interested. And from what I can tell, you're sorely in need of some work.
I think the Night Stalker needs some repairs.
Yeah, I think
Well,
that's
maybe they could just help you out with that. Stands up, says, come on over before sunset if you're interested.
So is there anything else we know about Valda and Velada? Do they send poor adventurers to their deaths? Do these jobs pay well?
Generally they're fair.
Okay.
I would say firm but tricky but fair. Certainly people have gone to their deaths before working for these folks, but they are rich.
Rich is good.
Do you like money?
What do you think, Frederick?
I don't particularly care for them, but they pay.
Yep. And Captain Phyxius?
We need the money.
Oh, then let's go. Probably finish our drinks and go.
No.
Well, Molly has already finished her. She's ready.
Okay.
Okay. Comfortably finish your drinks. Jeroen's left a few minutes before. You go to the home / tea parlor / smoking bar of Valda and Velada. Downstairs is opulent. Imagine really nice stone floors that are highly polished, a spiral staircase that goes up, loads and loads of plants, some of them legal and some of them illegal, and people sitting around drinking tea and other items. And you see Jeroen kind of leaning on the spiral staircase. And gives you a nod.
Should we go
And
up?
motions up with their head.
Okay. Yep.
You go
Why
upstairs.
delay? Yeah, no need to
Okay.
delay.
All right. And Valda and Velada are sitting at a dining room table. And over in the corner, you see probably a man. Hard to say because he's still got a body, but his head has kind of opened up like a flower. Brains are leaking out. And is just clearly dead, but still in the cage. And they nod to you and say, "Oh, welcome." And I can't do this because I can't cast my voice, but they do, in fact, will start a sentence and the other will finish it, and back and forth, back and forth. It's very
Like
strange.
They're like the twins from the old G.I. Joe cartoon.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the twins.
I'm sure that sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, were they called the Ravagers? No, they weren't called that. That's X-Men. Anyway, I know what you're talking about.
Twins, yeah.
Yeah. We have an interesting offer for you.
Do tell.
As you can see, one of our employees unfortunately perished coming back from a wreck several days' journey from here, out in the open sea. But he brought back this.
Oh, it's very pretty.
We want more of these. In exchange for what you bring back, well, first of all, we're fair people. We'll provision your ship and do some minor repairs so that you have a good chance of success. We'll give you directions and details on how to get there. And we'll give you 100 gold pieces for every one of these pearls that you bring back.
Seems reasonable.
How did your employee perish if he brought the item back?
That's the thing. He didn't bring it back in his hands. It popped out of his brain.
Oh.
But he said before he died that there were more of them. He just couldn't get to any additional ones.
How did it get into his brain?
That's an excellent question. He died before he could tell us.
There's the guy with a lot on his mind.
Did blow
They
his mind.
laugh. They laugh uproariously. There is an island where he found this out in the open sea that has an extremely strange lighthouse. We suspect it is, they shrug, a realm of the others, another world, a piece of the other's universe, or whatever one would call it, has sidestepped into our own. So this has something to do with the others, but we're not exactly sure what these pearls are. We do know they're magical.
Oh,
Now, this
do
is
we
the
know
only one
what the
we
pearls
have.
do? Do you know what this pearl does?
We do not.
Hmm.
But
Do you mind if I try to look at it and study it?
of course, they hand it to you.
Okay. I don't know that she would know what it is, but definitely want to look at it. Would I use investigation to figure out if I know anything about it, or
Make an investigation roll. So what's your investigation?
my investigation is 12, so I need an 11 or
The 12
lower,
or below,
right?
right?
Mm-hmm.
And it is a 4.
Okay. You are absolutely certain it is something of the others. And you already know it's magical. It has some sort of power in it. Whether that's some sort of pure energy or something else, it's hard to say. So Val and Velada say, if you wish, we're willing to break this one open. If not, if that would make it more convincing for you.
Well, since we don't know what it does, I'm wondering if we break it open, if we destroy any other pearls that might be there. So I can't speak for the rest of the party, but I would prefer to leave it intact.
We don't know what it does. You think breaking it open will release something, or
There's something inside of that, Amalia is sure, and they affirm that.
let's break
But
it
when
open, see what we're dealing with.
I have an
Well-
idea. Why don't I consult the cenotaph first and see what we can learn, if anything, before we do something that rash.
I'm not in favor of destroying our only item yet.
They said, that's fine. I mean, you can't go out until the next tide anyway. We'd be happy for more additional information.
Captain,
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
what's your vote? Do you want to break it open or not break it open? Because
Well,
right
we're going to
now,
consult the cenotaph, so I think.
first. But he has an opinion. Frederick is studying.
I don't want to get in between a marriage a dispute. Let's go sailing. I don't, let's go get some more of those.
Oh, yes.
That's my vote. Let's go get some more of them.
Okay. Before we go much further, did you guys have a chance to create bonds between your characters?
I don't know what that means.
Not really that I know of, but I would
Yeah,
assume.
can you explain how that works,
Mm-hmm.
please?
So there were some examples on the character sheet. So for example, Rain might say, and there's a lot of options here. I was in trouble and Friedrich saved my ass. That's a bond. Friedrich might say, I needed an alibi and Amalia provided it for me. Amalia might say, I needed passage urgently. Phyxius helped me out. And then Phyxius might say, Rain bailed me out of jail when I got grounded by the guild. So those are examples of bonds. If you just want to jot something down, it'd be nice that, if the characters just go in order, like Rain to Frederick, Frederick to Amalia, Amalia to Phyxius, Phyxius to Rain.
Okay.
And you can call on that bond once per game to gain advantage on a roll. Probably now, good time to mention advantage and disadvantage. If I say, or a condition comes up where I say, or it's necessary, I say roll with advantage. What you do is you roll 2d20 and you take the lower roll. So if I tell you to roll with advantage, you roll your d20 twice. You want to remember this is a roll under system. You want to roll as low as possible. So you get to pick the lower one. That's great, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but there's also disadvantage.
Ooh.
So again, in certain situations, I will say roll with disadvantage. You roll 2d20, take the higher one. You take the worst number for you. Because remember, you want to roll low.
Are there any special consequences of a 1 or a 20?
Correct. A 1
Are-
is a critical success and a 20 is a critical failure.
Oh, okay. So there are. Yeah, I was just asking.
Yeah,
Okay. There are.
definitely.
Okay. Cool.
While we're talking about dice, the willpower, is that kind of analogous to the Doom roll in Black Sword Hack?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
It's not 100% one-to-one match. I admit that.
But similar concept.
Similar concept.
Okay. 'Cause I've got to roll a willpower to consult the cenotaph.
Yeah, when I cast, I got to roll a willpower. Too,
Yep.
so,
Yeah.
okay. All
So
right.
so it's like a usage die.
It is.
Roll a 1 or a 2, it goes down to the next smaller die until it
Mhm.
depletes, and then it restores after a long rest.
That's correct. And the same applies to your provisions and some of the, like if you have arrows, or I don't know if anybody starts this game with a gun, Gunne. Guns only have one shot, period. This is not the Wild West. This is very early technology.
Yeah, I think that the Tinker had a gun, had a blunderbuss, but I don't think
That's
I don't
okay.
think I do. I don't
You do?
have that.
What
No, I
weapons-
said I don't think I do.
No, I don't.
Does
what
the
weapons-
captain have one?
What do I have?
I'm
Sword?
asking if you have a pistol or on your sheet. I can't remember. I know you have a cutlass.
There's nothing. There's just overview, background, example, advantages of profiteer, and example names.
Oh,
Oh.
you need to look at the sheet that she put in Discord.
The first set or the last
Yeah.
one. The last one has a profiteer captain too, right? The
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
document you put in there. He has a martial sword. Oh, he does have a revealing pistol. He does.
Okay. I thought so. I wasn't 100% sure, but I was pretty sure he had something like that.
Yeah. Oh, it has a
Yeah.
usage dice ammo too. So
Correct. So
okay, that's cool.
when I say one shot, I mean in combat. I mean, if you want to reload out of combat and get your one
Gotcha.
shot, get your shot back in,
Oh,
that's
that's
fine.
cool.
It's
That's cool. Okay.
it's not a revolver. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. That's good.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Or yeah.
Did- Phyxius, did you find the sheet or do you need us to pause while you pull it up?
The only sheet I keep finding is the definition of what I am.
Okay,
Could you send it to me, please?
sure.
Sorry.
Oh no, that's
No,
fine.
yeah, it's fine.
It's like actually this is a good reason just to look real quick at the sheet.
Mhm.
You all should be third level.
Yep.
And your experience points are going to be somewhere around 8 to 10 or 12. I think the red cap has the most. I'm sorry, that's your XP. I'm sorry, there's your hit points. I think the red cap had like 18, but I think the profiteer captain has a pretty good number too.
Mhm.
You have some talents, might be worth noting. There are those bonds, and those are just examples. You don't have to use those. You could pick whichever you want. Just write it down somewhere.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think.
Frederick, where did you grow up? Because I was born among the odious. I grew up loading chum at the docks. Where did you grow up?
I grew up with craft people who made stained glass.
Mhm.
So it was a glass blower, glass cutter, glass.
Okay.
But locally, I'm sure, but just
Okay. Well, I guess if we're going to establish bonds, might as well do those. So I think I'll go with the I swore a blood oath or with Vedrick because we both survived a bunyip or equivalent monster type attack from on the docks.
Okay.
He maybe pulled me away from its rusted, sharp jaws. So cool. So
Okay.
I owe you one, man.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah, I,
So that Vedrick to Amalia, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. And Amalia is the.
and the
Harbinger.
harbinger.
Mm-hmm. Harbinger.
Um, I think probably Vedrick's bond with Amalia is that it started off as more of a harbingers have memories and knowledge and things like that. So it was more like, oh, well, if I'm supposed to, recover lost knowledge, here's a useful tool. And so it probably started off more as a insincere attempt at being her friend, but somewhere along the way, actually started to care.
Aw. I like it.
Aw.
Care may be a
Okay.
strong word.
Okay, Amalia to Phyxius.
All right, so I'm assuming Amalia and Phyxius know this terrible secret about one of the guild masters, and he keeps holding it over me because he thinks I did something really bad, and maybe she did. And Phyxius helped get me out of town when they were coming to try and not torture me, but question me, kind of smooth things over, and so she's got that bond with him. She's sworn to protect him as much as she can, but at the same time, she's kind of got this friendship going over there with Frederick, who introduced her to Ren as well. So she's kind of got him on both of them on her radar.
That's Rain, Amalia. Rain. I don't know.
Like what falls from the sky.
No. Future king.
Ah, I see.
Okay, cool. And Phyxius, you have a bond to Rain. Any thoughts?
Uh, uh, no.
Um,
Right.
That's
No,
okay.
I was looking on the character sheet. Let me just see if I can suggest something for
I'm an
you.
inspiring figure, create good outcomes in bad situations. Inspire. I've
Uh,
it shows when I was a kid, I fell overboard. These people rescued me.
yes, the Vodnoi.
Yeah.
But as far as maybe you and Rain were marooned on a coastal island for a couple of months before you got rescued. I'm just picking one off your sheet.
Yeah. You're my Wilson.
Awesome.
House and Wilson? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Cool. Okay.
So
All
Phyxius!
Let's do it. Let's do that
Yeah,
one.
the bonds are just to kind of build cohesion among the group. So
Yep. Yeah.
especially if like the people
Mechanical.
don't know each other at the table, but you guys do, which is good.
Cool.
Okay.
That's fine.
So Frederick, I need you to make I believe it's a lore check. What does it say on your character sheet?
For the consulting the seated,
Consulting cenotaph.
it says to make a willpower consult.
Willpower. I'm sorry.
Willpower.
Yeah, willpower.
All right. Go for a roll high. 3. So I didn't burn the die, but it's just a middle word. So the PC gets an answer, but there are great gaps in the librarian's knowledge. On a 1, the player may only ask one question, otherwise can follow up a few follow-up questions. A maximum result means they may meet with the subject expert. Well, I didn't get the maximum, but I also didn't get a 1. So
Okay.
I can ask one question and a few follow-ups.
All right. Real quick, are you taking the pearl with you or just describing it?
Take it with, right?
I'd rather take it with
Yeah.
If they let us take
Yeah.
it with, yeah.
if we're allowed to take it with us.
Okay. So, Friedrich, what you see is one of the bibliothecaires at the cenotaph
I love it.
puts on a blindfold. This isn't unusual. You know this happens. And holds the pearl. Concentrates. And says, "This is a relic of the others. And I think the Tovenar would know what to do with this." That's their statement.
Follow-up question. How would it embed itself into someone's brain?
It would have to be put there by something.
Okay. I guess my other question would be like, would this be like an egg that was implanted by some sort of creature? Or would this,
That's what it sounds like.
all right. Everybody get a helmet.
Don't drink the water.
Yeah. Yeah, that's even scarier.
That's cool. All right. All right.
Well, I would hand it over to Rain then.
Okay. Do I eat it? No.
No, don't eat it.
I mean, I guess you could.
No, I'm not gonna eat it. I'm just messing.
Okay.
Rain's weird. Remember, he plays with monsters.
That's true. So
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good. So, all right. So if it was implanted, is there some creature that I might know of, or could it be an egg from some monster?
So I think you make the connection. They talked about a strange light of many colors coming from that lighthouse, or the dead guy did. This thing has a lot of different colors. So you have heard of something called a battery.
Okay.
You're not sure how it works, but people can put power into objects and carry that object around and use the power. Maybe that's what this is.
Okay.
Well,
I guess I'll hold on to it, I guess, if I cast a spell and see what happens.
while they're questioning them, it says I have ink and paper. Can I draw a sketch of this?
You can draw a sketch.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Pictures
so
are
weird.
fine.
Oh, pictures are
Sorry?
fine. Pictures are fine. It's
Pictures are
just
fine.
words, right? Just words.
Just
Can't use
words.
words.
And an ongoing question we have is like musical notation
Oh, right.
going to
That's a good
trigger it as
question.
well. Don't know yet, but I think it's just words.
Yeah, maybe all music in the world is now well, there's no lyrics, right?
Right.
It has to be oral, so
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no one
stuff
can
to
write
think
no
about.
can no one can write down lyrics, so then you could have like a grapevine effect every time someone tries to sing a song,
Mhm.
right? Because what did it sound like last time? I don't know.
Yeah. Don't know. Okay. So you've got the egg or the pearl or whatever it is, battery. Are you going to undertake the mission?
Yes.
Do you take the pearl with you, or do you want to leave it with Velda and Velada?
Well, I thought Frederick wanted to take it with.
That's fine.
Amalia is of the opinion that, and this is just in her rudimentary understanding of things, that
Mhm.
if it is in fact the offspring of a larger creature,
Mhm.
we should probably have all of them together.
Well,
For
Togano,
the-
yeah. Rain wants to take it because, if it's a powers his sorcery. I'm good with that.
And it's up to you.
Yeah,
I
I'll
didn't
swap.
Henry?
take it with us. I just wanted to bring it with me to the library.
Well, if they,
And
yeah, if the twins let us take it, I'm gonna take it.
They
Vic-
say, you've got to bring this one back, but again, we'll give you money for every other one you bring back in addition to this one.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, Amalia wants to ask the question of them. Do you want to send a representative of yours to watch over the pearl so that you know, in fact, that our intention is not to steal it?
There's no need.
Oh,
I give Amalia a
trying.
look.
Well, I'm trying to gauge whether or not they trust us enough.
The look on their faces is, if you screw us over, we'll hunt you down, torture you, and kill you. So it's really not necessary. We know you'll do your best.
Okay, just
Okay.
making sure.
Cool.
Because I'm assuming in this time period, $200 is a vast amount of money.
It is. So even if you
Okay.
just bring one back, $100 or 100 gold pieces is not anything to shy away from.
Yep. That's good.
And they also agreed, by the way, Phyxius, to do basic repairs and upgrades on your ship before you leave. Basic stuff. We're talking like mending some sails and that sort of thing. Nothing like, they're not going to overhaul the hull or anything.
How nice of them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, they can sew up some sails.
Right.
All right. 48 hours later, you've got provisions. They have indeed done some basic repairs on your ship, on the Night Stalker. And you guys want to leave at high tide or low tide?
I would think we'd make more progress at high tide, but
Yeah.
that's up to the captain. Phyxius, when do you want us to leave?
High tide.
Okay. To catch the morning high tide, let me go back to my images. Can you guys see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. You sail out of Gottlieb, and it's about a 5-day journey to where they tell you that their victim reported the lighthouse was. I need Phyxius to roll a d20 and find your navigation stat on your character sheet. I'm guessing it's pretty good.
It's under, I think it's under scholarly. Is it nautics?
Mhm.
Is that what you mean?
Nautics
Nautics.
15.
Mhm. 15. Okay, so you just need to roll a 14 or less on a 20-sided dice.
Okay. I apologize.
No?
No,
Again, if I go high.
it's okay. We're all going to do it eventually.
You'll be all right.
Holy crap, I rolled a 1.
There you go.
Hot
Yay!
damn. Good job.
You know, I would like to say that we gave those to you for your birthday, so we made sure you had the loaded dice, Phyxius. No,
Yes.
just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. They're not loaded at all.
You set sail at the perfect time. The Night Stalker catches the tide. Your friends and crew, it is just you four, by the way,
Mhm.
hoist the sails, catch the wind. It's a glorious day, and you make record time out of Gottlieb, following this red path right here I have on the screen. And
Oh, I don't see the red path, but
oh,
is it? It's not in presentation mode. Maybe that one.
let me start again. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Can you see
Oh,
that?
there. Now we
Yes,
can.
yes. Now we can.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it this way because it's just easier.
Okay.
You make
it's coming
record
up.
time,
Okay.
and I'm gonna give you a peek at a critter. Let's see. There we go. So you see this fella.
I don't see it.
Oh, I'm gonna put it in Discord. There you go. Boink. Do you guys see him?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, wow. Okay.
it's
Hey.
Bufo.
It's a
Yeah, that is a
frog person.
Voidnoid. And
Oh, okay.
Phyxius, remember how you almost drowned and the Voidnoid saved your life?
Yes, and I can speak their language.
That's correct. The Voidnoid, as you guys are exiting around here, you've made record time. The Voidnoid is lounging on a rock in the sun. Occasionally will reach over and grab a fish out of the water and eat it.
Oh, when
And
we get
eyes you, cautiously but with some curiosity as the ship is going down the river out into the open sea. Right, he's right at the edge there.
Okay.
Doesn't seem threatening or anything.
Where do we see him again as we go out to sea, or
Yeah, right around where
okay.
the river Rioja opens out into the sea.
Hmm.
I mean, Amelia would like to go to the boat and wave at him. Just
Okay.
tally ho.
He waves back. And then you see him in the water and swim over and just kind of treads water off the ship's bow. Where are you going?
Well, we're going over to the island. It looks lovely. Do you know anything about it?
The island. Which island?
The one
Lots
with
of
the
islands.
the one with the lighthouse.
Oh,
Mhm.
that island. Where the other ship wrecked?
Oh, I didn't know another ship wrecked there.
It shrugs.
Did it
No.
wreck because of stones? Or is it something we should avoid? Maybe you could help us?
What will you give me?
What would you like? I have, I don't have any fish. I guess I don't carry any of that, but I could draw you a picture. I have some glass beads. They're very pretty.
Oh, let me see.
I'll take out my bag of glass beads and let them pick one.
It's got a web hand. Kind of flips through and pulls one out, puts it in its, swimming trunks or whatever.
Mhm.
There is a sailing ship bigger than this one. Apparently, the rocks are very jagged and the currents are severe near the island.
Oh,
Sounds like a dangerous place.
does seem dangerous.
Perhaps you could describe it, and Amalia could draw a small map.
It'd be wonderful to give it to our captain so he could avoid the rocks.
As best you can.
Yeah.
The Vodnoi says there is a pulsing light
Hmm.
that you can see from far away, but if you dare go a little closer, you can see it's full of strange colors I've never seen before.
Hmm. That's interesting.
But
So,
go ahead.
oh no. So these colors that you saw, do they look like the gem that you picked?
Brighter, stranger.
Oh wow. Bright like the stars up above? Like that?
Yes,
Twinkling
but
like that?
yes, but in strange colors.
That's very interesting. She'll do her best to draw a map for Phyxius.
He describes what you can see in this picture that there's a lighthouse, but there's also just horrifically jagged rocks around. And Phyxius, you would know, not that you blew your one, you most certainly didn't. You avoided a lot of trouble on the river. Um, but that's going to take a really strong roll to be able to navigate, or possibly you would also know this, Phyxius, that if you anchored your boat and took like a tender boat, you might could navigate just a little better. That's a possibility.
Okay.
Right. That's definitely good.
Voidnoy says, waves its hand and slips back over to the rock and continues sunning itself.
I'll definitely thank it for its help. You know, I would have introduced myself, so I don't know if he had a name, but definitely would thank him for that. And I'll take the hand-drawn map up to Phyxius.
Tell him I think I'm in his language.
He smiles, which is just a little terrifying, and says, "You're welcome, and be careful of the others," in Vodnoy.
Does he mean us or others capitalized? Well, I
It
guess
means
it's
others capitalized.
okay.
Okay, anything else you want to do before trying to get to the island?
It's just an idea, but Amalia would like to go look at the pearl and see if it's changed at all now that we're getting closer to the island.
You mean
It's
you asked to?
brighter.
You mean you asked to look at the pearl?
Yes. I'm
You gatekeeping the
assuming
pearl.
I don't know. I've got to look at my.
gatekeeping.
I'm a little anxious, generally speaking, but I'm not.
I'm just looking at it. I'm not taking it.
I'll show it to her.
It's not
It's
like
glowing brighter.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
Does it, if you touch it, does it feel the same temperature, or does it feel more like it's warmer, different to the touch,
I'd say it feels a little warmer.
a little
Okay.
warmer? And it's not making any sounds like it's hatching
No.
or calling.
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm gonna try. I'm
Anything
gonna try to.
else?
It says I can calm or comfort an animal or baby, alter the mood of an animal slightly. I guess of a monster. Maybe I'll try to see if that does something, or as I interact. Okay.
No effect.
Okay.
So how are you guys approaching the island? I know it's another nautics roll.
I'll probably take the
Are you-
advice and what do you think, Phyxius?
Well,
Anchor the ship and take the advice of the Voidnoy?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Go ahead
So
and give
what-
me a nautics roll, but I'm gonna let you do it with advantage.
For
Excuse me.
the 20 dice.
Yeah,
Mhm,
roll it
twice.
twice and take the lowest.
All right. First roll is an 18. That's bad. Second roll is it's a 20.
Oh no!
Oh no. Well, there you go.
Well, at least just take the 18.
It's a
Well,
18.
he's not a critical, but
It's all right. It's your
Okay.
first time dodging the rocks, so you know how
Yeah.
it goes.
It's incredibly tricky. So you guys drop the tinder boat and you anchor the Night Stalker. You take the tinder boat. You realize you probably, if you okay, so Gottlieb, it's a water culture. You all know how to swim. It just like you know how to walk. You wreck the tinder boat. It takes on water, but you make it to this. So there's like a small beach, and see, there's like your tinder boat, and you see, I can't touch my mouse, this wreck of a ship.
yeah. I wonder if you can do like presentation mode so we can see it like bigger.
I can, but that way I can't look at my
Oh,
adventure
yeah.
stuff.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
Sorry.
so weird. Yeah, no problem.
It is.
No, no,
It
that's
is.
right.
no
I
problem.
remember. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Well, I mean, Amalia
We should approach
is,
the wreck.
yeah, Amalia is all about swimming the wreck. She's flashing back to memories from when she was a kid, raising the goats and the cows, and thinking, wow, it'd be really an appropriate time to have one because this is probably going to be pretty heavy.
Okay.
So I say we explore the wreck. This is a wreck of the person that the twins, the survivor, was part of this, and he just came back, right? Okay.
Yes. Somehow that person managed to get back and then their skull cracked open.
Yeah. Okay.
So, the ship was probably about 150 feet long.
Wow.
And as you pull the remains of your dinghy or your tender boat up, you see that you hear like the pounding of surf and the smell of salt, and you see the entrance to a sea cave
Hmm.
off to the right. Then you also look around and realize that the things that are moving around the ship aren't just waves as you thought they were. It's also crabs and seagulls picking apart the bodies that are lying around
Lovely.
uh, the wreck of the ship. And there are also these little golden crabs that are gnawing eagerly on the flesh. But you're all pause when you hear a shout from the mizzen mast, way at the top, and you look, about halfway up is an old man with a blindfold on, waving a stick and shouting, not very loud, because he sounds like he's in bad shape.
Hmm.
Yeah. Is there a way for Amalia to try and get up to him? I mean, she's not particularly strong, but she wants to try and help him. She's very empathetic, so she'd like to
Okay.
go help with her meagerly little 8 medicine.
This is blindfold. Does he look like he's a um, custodes, or is he just like an
He's,
old blind man?
it looks like the same kind of blindfold that the bibliothecary wore at the cenotaph.
Hmm.
Mm.
Hmm.
Is he like waving like to try to get our attention, or is he like trying to
Yes.
slap? Go. Okay.
He's shouting for help in a
Hmm.
weak voice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, I'll do my best to climb the mast.
Okay. Now I think you need to make, let's see.
I I have a question.
Yes.
So I have this spell called Thorn Whip. Could I
Hmm.
use it to reach out to this guy as more of as a rope instead of trying to damage him?
No,
It's actually
it
like
does.
okay,
It's like a
okay,
spiky thorn whip of
okay,
flesh that, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it would hurt him. But I tell you what, Amalia, why don't you make, I don't know, athletics? I'm trying to think of a good thing here.
It's agility, right?
Um, yeah, let's do agility.
Agility.
Hmm.
So I got a 14 on my die, and it's a 14 for agility.
So you're gonna miss, but it wasn't like a critical failure, so you don't like fall and bust your head open or anything. Does anybody else want to try to climb up and help the guy?
That's your companion, Frederick.
Yeah, I want to help him for sure.
I'll try to
Okay.
boost Frederick up. Get stand on my
Okay.
shoulders.
So, Frederick, since Rain is helping, you can roll with advantage.
Okay, it's going to be you said agility.
Mm-hmm.
My agility is a 13.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 15 and a 12. So
You
I
made
got
it.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay. You, it's slick, and you can see why Amalia fell because it's slick and it's bright, barnacly. And you go and you help him gently down, and he is very thirsty,
Give him some water. Yeah.
and yeah, he drinks
No,
graciously.
yeah.
Um,
Don't drink too much, old man.
And too
okay, all
quickly.
right, all right.
Not too quickly.
Yes,
It'll make you
yes.
sick.
Oh,
But you should know that.
let me show you a picture of him.
So I have a
I'm
knack.
a
I have a knack for intimidate. So
yeah.
I'm gonna be pretty harsh and
He's too weak to
sarcastic.
argue.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
my
Slap
character's
that.
is very
Slap that back
empathetic.
at him. Oh wow. Okay.
yeah, there he is.
Cool.
I would assume that we at least have some hardtack with us so I could break some off to give him.
Yeah,
Just a little bit because he shouldn't eat that much, but
he between slowly eating and drinking water, he's like, I'm extremely grateful. My name is Bettner Toff.
they're tough.
Okay.
He looks like he's probably in his 60s, but he has white hair. Um, he drinks. He says, it was probably about 6 nights ago. I had a little water to do me.
Hmm.
The ship crashed and there was no warning, just the crash. I heard screams and I heard some sort of chittering noise. And one of the sailors took me to the mizzen mast and told me to climb. That's the last thing I know for certain that happened. I just heard screams, I heard chittering, and he kind of gets emotional and breaks down. He's like, something touched my face. And then it let me alone. And I don't know why. I don't know why I'm alive.
Do you by any
We-
chance have a headache?
No,
Does your head feel like something might have touched it or just your face?
no, it just brushed against my cheek and then it let me alone.
Ah,
You
I
had a
wonder if that-
question, BJ?
Yeah, I would like examine his head to see if anything is
in there. Other than his
do
brain.
you have any puncture wounds or scars or anything like that?
Not a thing.
Let's say, old man, we were sent by the twins. I guess they're not blind, are they? He's not blind necessarily.
Yes, he's blind.
They are blind. Okay.
Not the twins, but Betnertoff.
No. Yeah. So we were
Yeah.
sent by the twins. It really isn't a rescue mission. It is to collect these baubles, and I will hold it up because I know the other cenotaph was able to examine it. One of your crewmates, I guess, returned somehow, left you here, which is kind of rude. But the twins sent us to get this. Did you sense these?
No, but it does feel like whatever touched my cheek.
Oh,
Just the sense of strangeness about it. They took my books. Whatever these creatures are. I had 3 books.
creatures. Oh, okay.
I don't know what these things are.
Do you think they came from the sea? There's a sea cave nearby. I'd give
It's
the
quite
direction.
possible. You know, all I know is that they came, one of them touched my cheek. I heard the scraping of them rummaging around the bodies. I heard sounded like they took one of the chests, but they left me alone.
Well, you're welcome to come with us. I look at Frederick.
He says, "Oh, I'm not going in that sea cave. I'd be useless to you."
But would you want to wait here by yourself then?
Now that I'm on the
deck, yeah, I guess.
The
The
deck,
remains of
I'm
the deck?
fine.
Okay.
I mean, just some water was a great help. I'll stay here. I mean, I'd rather take my chances here,
Okay.
than stumble into a cave, literally blind.
Well, while they're talking to him, can Amalia have looked around the boat to see if there's any loose weapons, any other ammo, anything like that? Maybe even something that we could repair our own little boat with?
Okay. I'll let you choose which attribute you'd like to roll. Guts, subterfuge, or investigation.
I don't know. I have a 12 in investigate. And subterfuge, I have a 12. And you said the other one was guts? I have an 11. So definitely not guts.
Okay.
Maybe investigation because it's the same as subterfuge.
Sure, that makes sense.
All right. That is a failure. 17.
Okay. You don't find anything that hasn't been already damaged. I will say there are ordinary materials. Okay, so you do in fact find some rope. You find some materials for patching the sails. You find some spare boards just from the wreck, some boards that could be used to patch up the Night Stalker if necessary, but nothing unusual.
Okay.
Is there any kind of code word or sign that custodies make to one another to kind of like the secret handshake. Because I know we're not supposed to openly discuss what we do, but I want to see if
I have an idea. See what you think of it. I think they would use something like a sign language in on the hand, something not
okay,
quite, some sort of tap or signal that would
okay,
signal either I'm another bibliothecary or I'm a custodes or something like that. I think that would make
okay,
sense.
okay. I would, as I'm acting like I'm checking him to make sure he's okay and he's not hurt, I would pass the secret.
Okay, he grasps you by the shoulders and just kind of leans his head in and says, "You must get those books back."
That's my intention.
Phyxius, what would you be doing right now?
Repairing the
little
dinghy. The dinghy.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Like I said, there's some loose boards. There's some ordinary materials like that, so I could see you patching up the dinghy without a problem.
Did
Okay.
he bring the books here? Or did he recover them before they?
He says, "I purchased them in Kashir, which is another city."
Mhm. Okay.
Now, spoiler alert, the only people who can actually read in this world in very, very limited amounts are these bibliothecaries, and they don't look at the book. They put the blindfolds on and they touch them and they read them that way.
Mhm.
So these people are kind of valuable.
So just out of curiosity, could I pick up a board, even if it's jagged? Because I have the ability to fight, but I don't see that I really have a weapon other than a staff.
That's
And
good.
it just says white staff of the harbingers. And I don't think that that's like a staff you would fight with, is it?
No, that's more of a walking staff. Let's see. Let's see. Um, Looking at your character.
I have a dagger.
Okay.
I have a bone comb carved with horse images. Not a very good weapon.
I think okay, and with the way Wayne has got this, I think he does want you to use the staff as a weapon. So yeah, your staff is a weapon staff, but it's not a martial weapon. So I think that's going to do a D4 of damage, or excuse me, a D6 of damage.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Yeah, D6, that's right.
Okay. Because he has unarmed, armed, and ranged. And I don't know that this
My understanding is, for example, if it's a sword, it's going to go up a step, so it would be like a D8 instead of a D6. Is BJ, is that what you have understood? That a sword is or a dagger or martial weapons?
Yeah. Um, well,
I'm a
you've kind of got damage that's more defined, I think, by your
By your
character.
character, yeah.
Unarmed, armed, and ranged. It's defined by your character type.
Mhm.
okay.
But martial weapons go up a step. So, like if you like, I guess I'm a D6 armed, but if I go with a martial weapon, then it becomes a D8.
Yeah.
Okay.
What martial weapons? You said dagger, sword, things like that.
Yeah.
Or, okay.
So yeah, you're
So
right.
B, I think it looks like it's bold. Oh, okay. This is one or the other. All right.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I just want to make sure I had a weapon if we're going into a cave.
Right.
So
Smart.
it's a bludgeoning weapon.
Correct.
But is that
Might
what
be sorry.
oh no, the staff is not what I would use to cast any of my little spells, is it?
You don't need a staff to cast the spells.
Okay.
This might be a good time to everybody to check their weapons. So I know, okay, so Amalia has a staff. Phyxius, I know, has a sword and a gun, like a pistol.
Yes.
Not
I'm
sure
I'm standing behind him then.
not sure what Frederick or Rain have.
All I have is a dagger, so if I could, I guess it's a martial weapon, though.
You have a dagger.
Yeah.
I can have a dagger.
Okay.
So everyone's standing behind me then.
Yeah.
Mhm,
You,
pretty
you
much.
are in effect the person who can do the most damage in this party.
Yes.
Okay. I hate to kind of rush this along, but it is getting
No.
late for me.
That's
So,
okay.
Okay.
okay. All right. So are you guys going to go into the sea cave?
Yeah.
Yes.
Anything preparations you want to do before you go into the sea cave?
Nope.
It's just a suggestion, but if the egg is glowing quite brightly, should we take it with so that way we have light to see in the cave? And I'm thinking if we take the egg with and it's really from one of the others, chances are if we're holding the egg, then they won't immediately attack us and put it in danger. That's my thought.
Well, I will be taking the pearl because I'm gonna try to call upon it if I cast something. So, or
Okay.
whatever. Yes, I'm taking it.
Okay. Anything else anybody can think of? I assume Phyxius, your gun's gonna be loaded.
Yes.
Okay.
Sword in
Excellent.
hand. Sword in hand.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, like it seems like like that invoke monstrous nativity is takes a long time to cast, so I don't and it's like a destruction type of spell, so okay. That'd be like for when we leave and destroy the lighthouse or something. But okay. No, I'm fine.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Let me pull up.
Is casting something in this game pretty quick, or do I have to take a round to cast it and then it's available the next round?
Like the hexes,
Yes.
usually they're pretty quick.
Okay. Because I'm thinking I have a hex called slime
Mm-hmm.
that if something attacks me, I can produce copious slime all over me, making me unappetizing and nearly impossible to hold, but it also gives PR2 versus weapons on fire. And it says they operate at disadvantage to use tools, weapons, or similar against me.
Okay.
So that,
It's like an escape type of spell, like grease.
yeah.
Yes.
Cover yourself in grease, basically.
That's kind of yeah, that's exactly how it's meant to work. So just so you know, when we get into combat, there are three phases to combat. There's the fast PC phase, there's the opponent phase, and then there's the slow PC phase. So essentially you have one turn and two actions. Your first action, then the opponent, then your second action. When you defend, it's simply your reaction to an enemy's attack. Just tell me how you're going to defend. For example, if you parry with something like a dagger or a stick, you make a melee roll. If you dodge, you make an agility roll. That's the difference. If it is a ranged attack, you can only parry it. You can't dodge it. Does that make sense? That makes sense to everybody? Okay.
And would we have the ability, like if we saw a rock, to pick it up and throw it, even if it's not a weapon that we are holding?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So the other thing that's kind of interesting about this is initiative isn't rolled. It's just everybody tells me what they're going to do, and then we sort of decide logically who's going to go first. Now, to be honest, Dee isn't super crazy about that. I like some way to determine initiative, but this is the game, and so that's why we're going to do it this way. If you whatever action you do, if you happen to make a critical success, you get an extra action. If you get a critical failure, you lose an action. The other thing too that's kind of interesting about this system, you can only cast magic once per turn. So again, you get two actions, but you can only do one magical action. If you decide, for example, to use your fast PC phase and your slow PC phase both times to attack, you can do that. That's cool. But you have to make a willpower roll to make that second attack versus a defense or something else. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense? That was very quick.
Mhm.
Okay. It's just, I think what's helpful is if you describe what you want to do, and then we'll suss out the mechanics.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, we lost BJ.
There he is.
There he is.
He's back. No worries. He's back. He's just checking on the old
Or
man.
my internet went off, flashed off and on for some reason.
Mhm.
So,
It's all good. Ours does that too.
you were going over combat, and I think I missed the last couple but I'll catch on. So just proceed.
This might be a good time to take a bio break for just a couple minutes before we go
Okay.
into combat.
All right. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. You good?
Yep.
So you walk into the mouth of the cave and you hear drip, 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 drip. It is wet and damp and slick. You see more bits of wreckage. You see old bones. You see little seawater pools that are kind of gurgling. And you hear that chittering that Beth described to you in the distance. So you're in the sea cave and you see a path forward. Do you want to follow it?
Yeah. I'm
Sure.
good.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah.
We want to get up to that. I mean, I'm hoping this goes up to the lighthouse. Great.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, you figure that you are near the lighthouse, probably to the west of it. I'm going to put a partial picture in Discord.
Okay.
1 is the entrance, and 2 is sort of the room that you see next. So let me drop that real quick. Oop. Not into the Project Psyche folder. That would be bad. People would be like, what are you doing?
foreshadowing.
Yeah, right? There you go. So 1 is where you are, and 2 is the room that you see in front of you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess there's like a pool of, or the pool that's the ocean, I guess. That
Yeah,
water.
that's where, yeah. And again, like I said, you see little bits of wreckage,
Mhm.
very old bodies, not new, fresh bodies or anything like that.
So I
Is
guess
that like water running there to the left of us? Is that like water running into the cave from somewhere? Or
That's what looks like it's water actually running out of the cave down towards
see.
you.
okay.
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 Let's cautiously move forward.
Okay.
I see nothing dangerous about this at all.
Nah.
Nah.
All right. In the next cave, you see lots of these big giant clamshells that have weird looking colors inside.
I don't know. I wonder if those have the.
Yeah, oysters, pearls,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I got a
Okay.
bad feeling.
Okay. All right. So in that room, which is room 2 on your map, you see 6 of these big clam things. And you see a small pool of water there in sort of the northwestern corner.
Mhm.
You also see a couple of tunnels leading out. And in that pool in the northwestern corner, you see little tiny multicolored, well, hand-sized multicolored plankton that are kind of mewling. Meanwhile, those clamshells are opening and kind of pulsing. And sure enough,
See those.
inside, yeah, but that's not the worst of it. What you also see get the right critter. I'm just going to drop this in Discord. It's actually easier. You see these little guys. Come on, bub.
Oh, weird.
Oh, they're so cute.
Yeah, they're great. They're they're about the size of basset hounds, because I'm a dog person.
Mhm.
They're about the size of basset hounds, and they are coming and going from what looks to be the chamber to the west, that westernmost passage. They're coming and going. They're getting those pearls out of the mouths of those clams and taking them. They're picking them up and taking them to the next room.
Oh, so to the so they're picking him up and they're going like that southwest little bulb there, and they're going directly west out of there.
That is correct.
Guess we could follow them.
Do the
Okay.
clams do the clams appear to be allowing this?
Oh yeah.
I don't want to stick my hand in a multicolored giant clam.
Does
But
it
there's
I've heard
pearls in
stories.
there.
I've heard stories.
animals?
And what is the pearl that you're holding, Carl, doing right now?
I don't know.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Glowing and pulsing.
I mean,
that's
if these little shrimpy creatures are taking them for us, we might as well follow them and find their cache.
it. Phyxius, I'm sorry,
Yes.
you said something.
Carl, does your character talk to the animals?
Not really.
Does one of our characters talk to the animals? Or
I mean, all the animals are bad in this world.
oh,
Yeah, I'm afraid so. These are
I
not.
mean, I
these are
can
creatures-
calm them down if they
Hmm.
maybe. I have that yeah,
okay.
if it applies. But
Hmm.
So,
How close are you getting to the clams to investigate?
Not overly close.
going
just-
anywhere near them.
I mean, yeah, I'm trying to
shooting out and sticking it and planting something in my brain.
trying to avoid them, or I don't know, find a path that is a little, not close, I guess.
Phyxius, make an investigation roll.
With the which dice?
The big
D20.
one, the D20.
The 20. Mhm. And then roll under.
Oh shit!
That's okay.
You don't want to know what I rolled.
A 20?
Oh, yeah.
We have to
know. Oh no!
Okay, this is what happens. It's all good. Stay calm. You go over, this is what happens. You go over and you're sort of looking at the clams, and what you see is actually, this is not forming a pearl like we think of today, where a little grain of sand gets in and it turns into a pearl. In fact, inside the clam, you see an eye stalk that's crying, and the pearls come out and grow. The tears are the pearls.
Hmm.
And one of them almost pops you. It's close, but it doesn't hit you, okay? But it scares the snot out of you.
Okay.
Like it shoots a pearl out, or I don't,
Yeah, like it's raising its stalk to drop a pearl for one of those little critters that's coming to get them.
mhm.
But you see that it's an eye on the end of a stalk, and the eye crying forms the pearl, and it gets bigger as the tears flow
Mhm.
and turns into one of those little pearls like you have.
Grab one. That's 100 gold.
Do you want to
Would my-
try?
Yeah, I guess I'll try.
I'm assuming it falls back into the
Yes.
plant.
It falls into the clam. Oh, okay. I thought it fell out.
No.
Okay, no.
Would my character rolling her empathy know if these creatures, in essence, are being like a breeding farm, like being used against their will?
I mean, make an empathy roll, and I'll give you something.
Okay. I got a 14 to a 15. So
Okay.
just barely under.
So you watch a little closer when one of the little mollusk creatures, the little bug-like things the size of bat hounds, comes in, and you see it kind of chitters and strokes the big giant clam when it takes the pearl. There seems to be a symbiotic relationship here. There's
Mutual
You're-
beneficial.
correct, but I will also give you something else. You realize you have at least some medical skill, right?
I have a whopping 8. Yes.
Okay. All right.
12.
Okay, Phyxius. Don't even have to roll it. I mean, you can kind of work together and work this out. Something has to have tear ducts to be able to produce these pearls. And if something doesn't have tear ducts in some fashion, the pearls don't come out. So someone who was blinded or doesn't have tear ducts can't produce these pearls.
That's why they left him alone.
Correct.
So Vedrick can put his findings on and they'll think he's blind.
Maybe. Okay.
Okay.
You guys are sitting there, you've gathered some information, you've watched the little tenders, that's what they're called, like chicken tenders, go back and forth and get these pearls.
Hmm.
And then you see another creature, and this one's about size of a Shetland pony. Let me pull that up for you. This one follows the smaller mother tender. It's much bigger, and it's the chittering thing. That's the thing making all the noise that the Bibliothecaria told you about. And it's going to attack you. So now is when you describe to me, each of you, what you're doing, and we sort of work out the order in which the PCs go.
Would this be considered a frightening situation?
It would be.
Yes, I have a talent called Haunted. Your nightmares sometimes contain a warning of what to expect. Once per session in a frightening situation, I can act first, whether or not
Okay.
in combat. But what I'm
All
going to do is
right.
I'm gonna cast my Thorn Whip
Okay. All right. That
at
sounds
this
great.
creature.
Okay, let's go around and get an idea of what everybody else is going to do.
I was gonna do the impotent arrows, but it says on my willpower die, if it's a 1, then it causes the same effect to my allies.
Mm,
But if I cast it, all projectiles hitting the target of a spell during the next turn do no damage.
okay.
So
I will say, if you want to use it, it's fine. This thing, it looks like it has claws as opposed to any kind of projectile.
okay, so that wouldn't be.
Yeah, I wouldn't want you to waste it.
Okay. Then I will just ready my staff and be thinking about sliming myself if needed.
Okay. All right, Frederick.
It has eyes.
It does have eyes.
Picture big bulbous eyes.
Correct.
The debris laying around, are there any like planks of boards or anything pointy or broken or
Yeah, I mean, I've said that there's bits of wreckage. I don't see why
okay.
there couldn't be like a
If there's
small board.
something that's I'm just thinking about charging after a giant arthropod with a not dagger. This is like a good idea, but I want to. It's kind of a long shot, but maybe with a plank or something to try to, at least with a little bit of reach, blind it. Just kind of blind it. I don't even have to.
There's bones laying around, so pick up one of the
Yeah.
ribs
Yeah,
or something.
or a
Beamer.
a bone or just something
Okay. Fix it.
something
What are
I
you
could
gonna do?
try to poke it in the eye with.
Okay.
Roll the willpower, right?
Oh no. What do you want to do? Do you want to ready your gun or
Uh,
what
Shoot the
what
thing,
are
or
you
what do you
wanting to do?
uh, I can I not do the willpower roll for
Oh, you don't have to roll it yet. We're just
Okay.
determining what we're gonna do.
Like, are you gonna attack it or?
I have reassuring, so the character grants one of the companions advantage on a guts roll.
Okay. I see what you're doing. I think in this situation, I might suggest an attack, like either with your sword or your gun.
All right, I'll get my pistol out and aim for the eyes of the creature.
Okay.
Headshot.
So
Yep.
my suggestion is that Rain is going to go first because of that advantage. Was it a talent?
Yeah.
Okay, that talent. I think Phyxius will go next because shooting, and then Vedrick, and then Amalia. Does that sound okay to everybody?
Yes.
Okay, Rain, you're up.
So what do I do to cast a spell? What do I roll?
Should be a willpower check.
Oh, just roll a d6?
You roll d20. No, I'm sorry. It's not a willpower check. Just a second. I'm sorry. I'm looking at like 5 screens here.
Would what I'm doing be considered a combat stunt?
I thought you were casting a spell. I'm sorry.
I'm casting a spell.
Oh, sorry. I'm jumping ahead.
Is it subterfuge or
That's what I'm looking up. By the way, these are level 2 creatures, so there's no negative on any of your rolls. I just thought I'd mention that real quick.
How many creatures are there?
There's just one right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to go to the core rule book. Hold me. Hold on just a second.
That's okay.
Yep.
I'm not using it, but I'm going to put this out there. I do have a side note on here that says if my first action in combat is to talk to my opponent, I can act first, but I'm not talking to them.
It is probably just an animal intelligence.
Yeah, I don't think it can hear me.
I don't think anybody's actually ever played a Tovenar before. So,
That's okay.
there we go.
that's kind of cool. Okay.
I like my resistance power. The talent.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hope I don't need to use it.
Yeah, I probably like take my glove off too, but as I cast, you can see that I have like my left hand is a metallic colored pincer.
Oh, is that your stigma?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
That's ironic. I say, oh, the irony. Um,
I mean, my character has a knack of being a pickpocket, but I don't know if that would lead to anything where I could grab one of the pearls, like a sleight of hand.
I wonder if I just
I think it's worth a try. That might be your slow phase action.
Yeah. All righty.
So do I just roll the willpower dice then, or
No,
I feel like you roll a
okay,
dice.
the character will succeed in casting, but the player must make a willpower roll. A result of one can sometimes have unfortunate effects. So
Yeah.
it goes off, you just roll your willpower to see if there's any side effects. Now we're with it.
All right.
Yeah.
So what am I rolling to cast though? What under what?
You don't have to roll to cast. It just happens. Okay.
Oh, okay.
But you have to make a willpower roll
I
to
rolled
see
a
if there's a
6.
side effect.
I rolled a 6 on that. Does that do anything?
You're fine. You only
Okay.
get a 1. If you
Okay.
get a 1, there's a side effect.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
read off what your power does.
The veins and tendons of your arm sprout red thorn and wriggle out of your skin, forming 2 long lashes. These weapons attack as melee or range of nearby, and their damage has advantage. On a critical hit, I can heal myself.
Okay. So you didn't get a critical success.
Well, I haven't attacked yet, but
Okay. Go ahead and make a wits roll.
wits.
Mm-hmm.
What's wits under? What's wits under?
Looking to.
I don't see a wits.
Okay. Okay, go under scholarly and read those out for me.
Investigation, mechanics, medicine, nautics, and philosophy.
Make a philosophy roll. How's your philosophy?
11.
Yeah, go ahead and make a roll.
13.
Okay. So what I'm seeing in the core rules, by the way, is that the character always succeeds in casting, but you have to make that willpower roll to see if there's a side effect.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the damage is actually, I don't think you needed to roll. What I'm saying is you don't need to roll an attack, quote unquote. It just happens. But you do have to roll the willpower to see if there's any other side effect, because this is using the power of the others. In your case, I believe it was with the monstrous nativity. Is that right?
Yeah. No, it's thorn whip.
Right. What's your curse affinity?
Monstrous nativity.
Yeah. Monstrous nativity. Okay. So I guess what I'm saying is your thorn whips come out, and you successfully cast it. But I think I'm not saying this very well. I'm so sorry. It's almost 10 o'clock here, so
Yeah, no,
I'm usually in bed by now. So you cast the spell, no problem, I think you just need to make an agility roll or a melee. Let's
Melee.
see.
Yeah.
Melee roll to hit. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So just roll melee. All right.
hmm
4 out of 12.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. So
Yeah, I
then-
was getting confused. I was confusing myself because I'm like, wait a minute, we're not saying the same thing here.
All right. So then
Okay.
roll damage with
Yes,
advantage.
So you roll the damage die twice and take the
Yeah.
best result.
correct.
So I rolled a 5 and a 6.
Okay.
Yep.
So take a 6.
Take the 6.
You definitely heard it quite badly, but it is still up and about.
Okay.
All right, great. Phyxius,
Phyxius.
you roll your
Shoot.
shoot ability to shoot.
Which dice?
D20.
The big one, the D20.
I just do it once.
Mm-hmm.
3.
You hit. What's your
Yay.
damage? Does it say on your sheet?
On shoot,
Mm-hmm.
9.
Oh, actually look at what your pistol says. Does it give you the damage on your character sheet? I'll find it. Let me look for it.
Well,
It
it'll
gives
be
you
a,
advantage to your intimidation.
It'd be just a range, but it's a martial. So
So I think it's a D8.
yeah. So Phyxius, if you're looking at your character sheet, you'll
it's
see.
a martial.
Right.
Mhm.
So you'd see experience, hit points, damage. It'd be the third one over under ranged, and you would put it up 1. So if it's a D4, you'd go to D6. If it's a D6, a D8.
Yeah. So it's a D6 because it's ranged.
Ranged is D4, but it goes up 1 level. So it's a D6.
6-sided. The one that looks like a normal dice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so what now?
Roll that.
Roll
Oh, the regular dice, like
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
4.
Okay.
That's
You
good.
finished it off. So
Nice.
that was easy. Rain strikes it. Rain's arms stretch out. You see that he has a tentacle, or excuse me, a crab. He's a crab claw.
Well, it says red thorn is a crab claw, but they probably extend to 2 tentacles. Yeah.
Okay. Big ropey looking things with red sharp thorns on them. He strikes this mother tender and wounds it badly. Phyxius lifts his gun like the guy from Turkey and just coldly shoots it and blows it to pieces. Okay. All right, but another one comes in the room.
Oh no.
Oh God.
Okay, Frederick and Amalia still have actions.
Mhm.
We're still in the
Okay.
fast phase. Mhm.
I guess I will do the go ahead and try to poke this one in the eye.
Okay. That'd be melee.
Okay. Ooh, I'm not good at melee. That was
You have other skills.
I got it. I got an 8 out of 10.
Yay.
Cool.
Uh,
I think that's a D4
D4.
damage. Mm-hmm. Because it's not a martial weapon.
Mine is a D6 on arm.
Oh,
Armed.
okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Die fell off my table. 2.
Okay. It's still up. It's still kicking. Amalia.
Can I turn my staff around and poke it with the more pointy end of my staff? Because I'm assuming my staff is rounded on the top.
I would think so. You probably, yeah.
Okay.
Whack it with the
So-
staff.
You want me to whack it instead?
Well,
I
whatever.
think it's
I
the
don't know.
same thing.
Yeah, just
It's melee,
just-
right?
melee. Mhm.
So I rolled a 7 out of 12.
All right, you hit it.
So this
And
would be D4.
Did we do D4? Okay,
It's not a martial weapon to my knowledge.
correct.
And I got, if the cat gets off of it, a 1. Not
Okay.
very effective, but we're getting there.
You're getting there. Okay.
We're
So-
whittling it down.
All right. So now it's the creature's action. It gets 1 action. And each of you, please roll a D4.
Oh, which one's that?
The pyramid.
The triangle pyramid
The
one.
little pyramidy one.
Okay. How do you read it once you roll it?
I got a 4.
The one
It's
that's standing up is what you
I got a
rolled.
Oh,
I got a
okay.
1.
I got a 2.
I got a 1.
Okay. Who got a 4?
I did.
I got
All
a
right.
1.
Okay. Frederick, it comes in, clatters at you with its claws.
No.
Would you like to spend your slow action to defend, or would you like to just take the damage?
Would like to defend.
Okay. So you can roll your dodge, which is your agility. Or your parry, which is your melee, whichever one you prefer.
Oh. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go with the dodge. I got 13 out of 13, so just right on the
So you didn't roll under 13?
no.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's going to hit you. It roll a d6 for me.
1.
Okay, you take 1 point of damage. It is blunt force trauma. It whacks you with its meaty claw.
Okay.
Okay, so that is the opposition. Now we go to the slow action or the slow phase. Now you can do another attack, but you have to make a willpower check if you do. And remember, willpower just it's a delete. It's a degrading.
Mhm.
So it's up to you guys what you want to do. We'll go back the same way we did before. So Rain,
Yeah, I'm gonna pull out my dagger and try to stab it.
okay,
So roll my willpower. I
yes,
rolled
to
a
see.
2.
Okay, you're fine.
Okay. And then roll melee, I guess.
Melee, yeah. Yeah, in this one, it
Oh.
degrades only on a 1. Uh-oh, what'd you get, a 20?
I rolled a 20, yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right. Why don't you tell me what happens? Because you're going to essentially take the damage from that.
Yeah, I probably slip on some debris and then smack into its like it's got an exoskeleton, right? So I probably
Mhm.
like scrape along its exoskeleton. It looked like it was kind of barbed or barnacled, so
Yeah, I think you just slip and you slide right along its edge.
yeah. Okay, so how much damage?
2.
2 points.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, and Phyxius, are you going to roll your willpower and see if you can attack again, or are you going to do something different?
Uh, get my pistol and shoot it.
Okay,
You-
the first thing you need to do is roll a d6
Uh,
and tell me what you get.
sorry, which one's that one?
The
it's
square one,
the
like the
triangle one?
yeah,
No.
the regular dice.
Which one's the D6? I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Regular? Okay.
Yeah.
6.
Okay, you're fine. You can shoot, so roll shoot.
Which one do I roll?
The d20, the big one.
D20. And I go for a low number or a high number?
Low
Low.
number.
Low.
I'm on low.
Feel free to
low.
get a 1.
Oh, shit.
A 20?
Yes.
What, keep throwing 20s at dice.
I have never. You guys are. Oh, bless your hearts. You have had just some bad rolls. Okay, so I'm gonna make this easy though. Fixes your gun jams. Okay.
Okay.
You're gonna have to take an out of combat action to clear it. Okay. Don't worry, guns jam all the time in this era, so you're fine. Okay,
That's what she
Frederick.
said.
I am not gonna push it. I'm just gonna try to back away.
Okay. And Amelia?
I had an idea. Can I use my raggedy drudge? Says I can animate a pile of clothes or rags. I was going to see if I could use the bones to give them the appearance of life. Its movements are uncoordinated and it can
Oh.
carry or hurt anyone. Still, it's frightening and it can also perform basic non-combat tasks. So what I was thinking is I would ask it to go collect some of the pearls, maybe 1 or 2.
Oh, I love it. Okay, cool. So what does that?
I imagine it's just a whole bunch of bones that just get together, like an old pirate or something, and walked around and just started picking up the pearls.
Is that a hex?
It is magic, yes.
Okay. Does it say anything under, so that I don't have to look up the character? Does it say anything under the hex, like what you have to do to activate it?
No,
Then I think it just goes off. If
I read it exactly the way it's on here.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
Roll
Except
a
it says it's frightening.
okay.
That's-
To see if you get any pearls, why don't you roll a D4, and just to make it fun, it's going to be D4 -1. So there's a slight chance you won't get any.
Well, I rolled a 4, so I get 3.
You get 3.
Well, I got a 3 total if I'm taking 1 off of the 4.
Okay, you get 2 pearls.
Okay.
Your raggedy monster grabs 2 pearls. Okay, so that was the end of the slow phase. We wrap back around to the start of the fast phase. Rain.
Okay. Hmm. That didn't work. I think I'm gonna keep daggering it. I don't know if I want to magic. Well, I mean,
Do the whips go away after you use it, or is it?
I guess I gotta
No.
every. Oh, I can still use a whip then. But he said
What
I
does
can.
it say?
I feel like it's like the description suggests it's just kind of they come out and they kind of retract. So I'd have to cast it again and
Okay,
risk the willpower.
that's up to you.
Yep. Well, the dagger didn't go so well. So stick with the thorns. Stick with the
Or
thorns.
can I lend him my staff to hit it with?
Nope. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, you'd have to do that
Okay.
in the slow phase.
Okay. No,
No,
I
I'm
was too
gonna
busy stealing pearls.
since the dagger's unlucky, I'm gonna stick with the monstrosity.
Okay.
So all right. That's what I'll do this time.
Okay, so your willpower did not degrade because it
No.
always degrades on a 1.
Yeah.
So roll it again.
I rolled a 6. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
no problem.
All right. So then melee attack.
Then melee attack.
9 out of 12.
Okay, you hit it. Roll your damage.
Yay.
Damage. 6 again. A 6 and a 1 on the damage.
Okay, you kill it.
Yay.
You essentially strangle it to death. Now, here's the thing. You hear more clattering coming down the tunnel. And what do you guys want to do?
Should look around for your books.
Yeah, that's what we should.
Yeah.
And get out of here. We already got you picked up 3.
Two pearls. But can I grab a couple of pearls as I'm leaving?
I think we should leave.
It would
Look for the
require
books.
an agility roll with disadvantage.
Okay.
Is it my turn though?
Yeah, we're actually there's no enemy. We dropped out of combat, but go ahead. What would you like to do?
I thought it would be my turn, and I could sacrifice my turn and give it to Amy, and she can use her monster thing to get more pearls.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and still make that agility roll with disadvantage. So is it I think your raggedy collapses after its action, right?
It doesn't say.
Yeah, I think it's just like a one-time thing.
I'm assuming it brought the little pearls back to me.
It did.
So okay.
It did. So you got 2.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's other bones on the ground, other bodies, other clothes.
So it's probably just bones down there now. So my first roll is a 17, which is a fail, and I got a 1 a 7. It's not a 1, it's a 7 on my second one, and my agility is a 14.
Okay, so you don't get any additional pearls with your action because you rolled it with disadvantage.
Which is
okay.
Fine.
Yeah, Phyxius, I'm sorry. Did you want to do something else? So you're out of combat now. So I mean, do you want to try?
How big
I
are
don't
the
know what your
clamps
agility
there?
is.
No, I'm asking, how big are they? Are they big, and can we like pick them up and take them with us?
Yeah, they're about the size of a little smaller. They're smaller than a softball.
Oh, I mean, there you go. We can take the whole thing, and we can just have it. And then
Oh, the clams. The clams.
clams.
He's asking.
Yeah.
Oh, the clams
giant
are
clams.
big.
Yeah,
They're gigantic. They're about the size of I'm trying to think of something here.
like a sea chest, right? Kind of.
Yeah, they're big.
Well, you could look to see if you find the chest that they said they took off of the shipwreck too. The books in the chest.
Are the books in the chest?
Yes, the books are in a chest. You know that.
Well, I'm gonna. Yeah. Well, what do you want to do, Phyxius?
I want to get more pearls and find
Right.
more chests and kill
So,
some crabs. Let me
Okay.
so probably that.
and cook them and eat them.
Okay. I'm going to narrate this for you, Phyxius, and Phyxius. I keep wanting to say Pixis, and I know that's not right. Um, I'll narrate this for you, and you tell me what you'd like to do. So you kind of poke your head around the corner to the next chamber, the one that's north of the where you have just grabbed two pearls and fought the critter.
Hmm.
And what you see in this room are a couple of things. You see some people, bodies, humans, stuck to the wall. Okay. Um, and you see
Are they alive?
no, not really. Well, like if they
Like in
were
Aliens.
like an alien. Yeah, that's exactly. And you see the large mollusk creatures like the one you just fought take these pearls and they go and they in fact plant them in, you see them plant a pearl in the slightly alive people's mouths. They wait, tears come out of their eyes, and they form more pearls. So they've got like quite the system going here for making these pearls. But that's probably not the worst thing you see. Um, you catch a glimpse where the lighthouse is probably over to the east. Now, only if you see this, but you can run back and tell everybody. You see still more of these critters carrying pearls. Dadgummit. Come on. Come on, Discord. There you go. What you see is the creatures like you just fought. They take the pearls from the people stuck against the walls. They carry them over to where you think the lighthouse is and give them to those ginormous creatures I just posted a picture of. These folks are like 12, these critters are like 12 feet tall. They carry them in and they drop them and they rise up and form this light.
There's multiples. Well, I guess he'll tell us when he comes back.
There is. So fix it, you run back because you definitely don't want to mess with these creatures. Okay, what do you guys want to do? You hear more, you see more of them running into where you guys are standing.
My suggestion to the crew is we chop some of the people down that have the pearls in them that are crying pearls. And take, since we can't lift the clams, we can lift the people. We can have pearls of our own because they'll keep crying the pearls.
So it means you have to fight off the creature. The big ones are the ones that are stuffing them, right?
Yeah, the big ones are in the east, they're far away, but the little ones that we've been fighting, I mean, we can just take the people and take
But we
the
have to
people with
fight.
us.
But we have to fight the same things we just fought. Because right,
correct, the same things you just fought, not the big 12-foot things.
How many are in that room with all the people?
About 5. You also see the chest in there.
If we can get the chest and
Yeah.
and just
Get
get
out of
out of
here.
here.
Yeah, I don't.
Could I use my pickpocketing skill to try and run in there with Phyxius? He takes one end of the chest, I take the other and get out.
All right, I'll tell you what that's going to require, I think.
Okay.
How about an agility roll by one of you, but I'll let you roll at advantage because one of you can help the other. Does that sound reasonable?
Yes.
Who has the better agility? He's fine.
Yeah, that'd be the question.
Mine's 14. What's your agility, Phyxius?
13.
Okay. So you want me to roll?
Yes.
So before you roll, so we're not taking people that are automatically crying these pearls with
Well,
us.
I have a feeling if we remove them from the wall, they will die instantly and we won't get pearls.
Plus, we got to fight 5 more of those things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, let's roll agility, and you roll agility, and we'll get the chest. And
Alrighty. So my first roll is an 8 out of 14. The second one was a 12, but the cat hit it to an 18.
Okay. All right. So you're still successful. You guys run in there very fast. Since you sounds like you're probably the quicker ones among the team. You grab the chest and pull it. It's not terribly heavy. As you do, you see these people are definitely in their last throes of life. Now, if Phyxius, if you would like to coup de grace a couple of them to put them out of their misery, I'm okay with that. You will expose yourself to an attack, but I understand that would be fine.
I'd rather rescue them and take them with us, but okay.
They are past saving. Does that change the calculus? Or do you just want the bodies to produce the pearls? That's fine too.
That's what I was going to take them. We need gold. We need money. Let's just take the chest and go.
Are you sure?
I'm okay if we got the chest out now. If we still have time to grab a few more pearls or do something
Stupid.
Because we could throw some of the pearls in the chest too, right? Is there enough room with the books and the pearls in there?
Yeah.
Reload them up there.
And when I say chest, I'm thinking like something's about 3 feet wide. We're not talking like ginormous, something out of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And the chest is full of pearls?
No, the chest is full of books.
Books, the 3 books. But we can fit some pearls in there if you want to grab some.
That would be great.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna get to the edge of the cave, and I'm gonna start invoking this monstrous nativity while these guys do all this stuff to bring this cave down, bring everything down to cover this. I don't know. It says it could do a lot of stuff, so I don't know.
So what you're wanting to do is
create a large catastrophic effect. That's what it says.
Okay. I'm looking at the core rules now. So I think what you're doing is calling on the power of the others to bring this place down. Am I accurately interpreting that?
Let's see. Yes. Well, if I roll a 1, I become known to the others and they seek me out. I also roll for stigma immediately, which can also call the others. So it depends.
Correct. I mean, why not? Go ahead. Go for it.
Well, it takes 15 minutes, so these things might eat me before they, I don't know how long are they gonna keep pursuing us and following us, or how does that work?
I mean, you do know that they have obviously gone outside the cave at some point because they went over the wreck. I think the bottom line is if you guys hang around, we're gonna have more attacks from the mother tenders.
Okay.
It's up to you guys.
Can you cast that same spell from the safety of our boat? I mean, how far does it?
I probably could.
Yeah, I think you could.
Yeah.
So you are.
Yeah, because it says within sight. Yeah, up to far away. So that's what it says.
Yeah. So then we can all dart out there, get back there on the boat, and while we're all getting on, you can start casting it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Large catastrophic effect. Curses that are highly destructive.
It says I can inflict disease. I could make disease and all these things too.
Or fire.
Or ongoing fire damage, or bring the whole cave system down. Right.
Okay, Phyxius, I am not trying to spoil this. Do you really want to try to grab somebody?
You should grab somebody. If you want to grab someone, grab someone.
Yeah, let's do it.
Go for it. Okay. I've got the box. You grab the guy. We got this.
Okay. I'm going to say you're going to take 1 attack from a mother tender because you are in their space. And I would like you to make, well, I don't know. Let's just see. Let's see if the mother tender attacks you. Are you going to try to defend or parry or just take it?
I'll defend.
Okay. So roll, are you dodging or parrying?
Parrying.
Okay, then I need you to make a melee roll for me.
Which dice?
D20.
A D20.
Okay.
And roll under.
Oh, wrong dice.
That's okay.
13.
And what's your melee? I think it's probably a 14.
It's 13.
Oh, shoot. Okay. So you do end up taking some damage. Roll a d6 for me.
Which one's the D6? I'm sorry.
The regular die, the
Regular die.
square one.
Square.
Mhm.
Oh, 1.
Okay. It scrapes you and scratches you, but you manage to grab a dying man and yank him off the wall, which, ouch. And get him back to the shallows of the water as you guys are about to go aboard the ship. And as the tears are falling from his eyes, you get 2 more pearls.
Yay. We have a total of
But
4 now.
he gasps and tells you to find his wife Maria and tell her that his last thoughts were of her, and he dies.
Okay. So we got 4 pearls. 5 with
4.
the
Right. Are there any pearls in his body?
you
No,
gonna
he
cut him
cried.
up.
But they put the pearl inside of them to make them cry pearls. So there's the pearl
Correct.
inside of them. So
Yeah.
that would
The
be 3
pearls that you
pearls.
guys have, yeah, the guys you guys have figured out, they take these pearls out of the little mollusks, plant them in a living being who then cries out pearls until they expire, the being. That's the way this works.
Okay.
It's horrible.
All right. Well, this needs to be destroyed then. Well, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yep.
Oh,
Agreed.
what about you said this is like a power conduit, the pearl, right?
It's actually not, but it's hard to explain. It is and it isn't.
Okay. All right,
Do you guys want to crack one open?
No.
No, we need money.
Yeah, we want the
Okay.
money.
Okay.
Let those twins mess with that kind of stuff.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
All right.
All right. Time for your big blow up moment.
Yeah. So fire or just the earthquake.
What would you like to do?
Well, I think it's gonna be hard with all the water. So I think it's earthquake. Just close this thing down.
Well, the way I see it, I kind of liked your idea about rapid disease because you
Oh,
are
disease.
monstrous. You are
Yeah.
monstrous nativity in that things are you very much touch life
Mhm.
and
Okay.
change life. So I don't know. Maybe you cause them. If they're sea creatures, wouldn't they die in fresh water? What about something like that?
Sure. Yeah, however, or a rapidly degenerative disease, right? That just
Yes, something like that. That is kind of your purview.
okay, they'll do it. All right, so I
All
gotta
right.
roll. I think I roll. So I'm gonna get another stigma. I think there's a
Correct.
table in the rule.
There is. Or you could pick one. I'm fine with
I don't know what
anyway.
they are. It's fun to roll random anyway. All right, so let's
Okay,
see.
sure.
Let's see what happens. Let's roll. I got a 2. Okay. I got a 2 for the.
Start crying
I'm
out
jumping to
pearl.
this. I'm jumping to the stigma table even as we speak.
Mhm. Cast
Okay.
immediately, yeah. Okay.
So the way the stigma table works is I give you an adjective and a
Mhm.
noun, and you tell me what your stigma looks like. So your adjectives are pronged, bestial, and flaming, and your nouns are skin, brains, and fronds. So that's kind of appropriate.
So say them again. I'm sorry.
Pronged, bestial, and flaming, skin, brain, and fronds. So pair those up however you like.
Uh, I would say flaming fronds.
Okay? Like sprouting from like your head or your ears.
Um, or back, I guess.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Kind of looking like the gills of these creatures that I'm destroying.
Cool. I like it.
Okay, I got to roll again, right? Because
Yes.
the stigma.
Sorry. Yeah.
That's fine. I rolled a 1 this time.
On the major stigma table or the minor stigma table?
Oh, I don't know what it was supposed. Was I supposed to roll? Oh, a 2.
Well, the first one was on major, so let me do minor. You get some effect having to do with nails, such as they're missing, they turn to metal, they grow out, they look like animal claws, something about those lines.
Probably like, so I have like a claw hand already.
Hmm.
So I guess the nails on the other hand, they probably get like barnacly,
Okay.
like barnacles.
I think the difference between major and minor you can hide. I mean, you can put
Yeah.
on some gloves.
So I got to put two
Major,
gloves on. I cannot hide the
yes,
major. Yeah.
correct, exactly. Okay.
Okay. All right. Do I need to roll willpower again?
Yep.
Yeah, because this time I rolled a 1.
Okay, so it now depletes to a D4.
Yeah. And the
But
others will come in 6 days.
correct.
That's what it says.
Okay.
All right.
Well, you got some time.
I got some time.
All right. Who
I
all
probably
got
have
wounded?
a sinking feeling.
Yeah. Who all got wounded?
I
Just
got
about
wounded.
everybody?
Yeah, I got wounded.
Frederick got wounded. Phyxius
I
got
didn't.
wounded. Did Amalia get wounded?
No.
Okay.
No, I got scratched. I didn't get wounded.
Fair. Fair. Okay. You guys hightail it the heck out of there.
Mhm.
Rain inflicts this horrific monstrous nativity curse with a price, but you got a total of 4 pearls
Well,
that you
Two-
collected.
well, I
Five.
collected 2. He collected 2, and
I
then
collected,
yeah,
and the guy had 3 on him.
yeah. So 5, but in all total we have 6, but 1 is the one they gave us to take with.
Correct. Okay.
Unless Vedrick was gathering Vedrick was gathering pearls while we were doing all these other shenanigans.
And we have the chest of books,
Yeah.
which we're not giving to them.
What's that, Vedrick?
I was really kind of more worried about the recovering the books.
Yep. Okay.
You
We
got
got
it.
them. Yeah, we got them.
And
And
the
the old
and the
man.
cenotaph, yeah.
Now the books go back to the cenotaph. Y'all know that, right?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that'd be useless to you anyway. That would just be luggage.
No, I know. Yeah, but it's good. It earns favor with that faction or whatever.
Correct. Okay. So you guys hightail it back to the ship.
Mhm.
Phyxius, just for funsies, please make another Nautics roll with the large dice, the D20.
$18.
Okay.
Oh,
It's not a
Sorry.
critical, not a critical failure, but unlike the way out where you just sailed smooth as could be with no problems whatsoever, this time you have problems with the sails. The current is messy. There's rain. You have to pull over at one point, and it takes you, instead of just a day and a half, it takes you 3 days to get back to Gockleave.
Probably
So
some-
nothing crisis, just not as good as it was getting out here.
Mhm. And Rain's clothes burn off at some point.
I'm sure we could get you flame retardant ones. Just
Okay. You go back to Gockleave, and no sooner have you dropped anchor than your buddy your tattooed buddy Jeroen is there looking at you expectantly.
Well, it's nice to see you too.
So you made it back.
Yes.
Mhm. I hope there's plenty of money in those purses.
These
They're
things
honest.
these things are priceless now, by the way. You could get a whole lot more.
Oh well. I'll let you talk that over with the boss. You go back, they've cleared out the dead body.
Mhm.
And how many pearls do you give them?
Well, they're one they gave us. We give that
Give
back.
that back.
Okay. How many pearls do you actually give them? In addition to the one that you already gave them back.
I need to see the money first.
They pull out 500 gold pieces out. They have a couple of guards bring up a small cask.
I mean, from what I saw in that area, I want nothing to do with these. They can have all of them, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't.
I concur.
BJ?
Yeah, and I don't think we're going to tell them how to make more.
Right.
No.
No.
No. We're just going to say that's all that was there.
Right.
And we were lucky to get out of there before the area really
The
just
earthquake
went bad. Yeah.
Oh, there was an earthquake.
Hmm.
or something happened. Something catastrophic happened. I think those creatures are all dead now. I don't know what happened to the lighthouse.
All right, you need to make me a bluff check.
Oh, manipulation?
Manipulation.
Subterfuge.
I have nat. Oh, no, that's bribery, not bluff. Never mind.
So I'll take subterfuge, or I think subterfuge or manipulation, either one.
Subterfuge.
And whoever has the highest can roll it. I'm
I
fine.
I
have
have
a
I have a 14.
manipulation of 15.
Oh.
But
Well,
if
if
you
you do
What do
it,
you?
if you do it, I can help you, and you're my buddy. So
There
Yeah.
you go. I'm fine with that. You can roll with advantage.
Phyxius, what's your manipulation?
9.
9.
yeah,
Okay.
go for it.
So
Go for it.
Go
BJ.
for it, BJ.
I got a 19 and a 3, so a 3.
Yay!
So, what is it you actually say to them with this story?
What did we say? We found the island. We found the pearls. There was some sort of some bizarre oysters that were creating them, but to retrieve this many, we killed them. You
It
know,
was rife with monstrosities.
yes, didn't really intend to necessarily kill them, but they didn't really give it a choice. They put up a fight. That these weird eye
So,
stalks that came out.
You guys suck at lying.
apparently, Frederick's pretty good at it, because, I mean, a 3, they shrug and say, well, that's very unfortunate. We suspect these things would be have unique properties.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
sure they do.
they're yours now. Do with it as you please.
We sure we can't tempt you to buy one back for 90 gold pieces?
No,
Now,
we need the gold.
Well, you did an excellent job. We'll keep you in mind if we have future opportunities.
absolutely. You know, since you were so excited for us to buy one back at 90 gold, would you want to maybe, instead of giving us 100 gold each, we say 150 each?
No,
Okay. Well, I just figured it was worth a try.
you're very shrewd to ask, but no, we made a deal and we're standing by it.
No problem. Just offering. You know, maybe your good-heartedness and
Amelia, give him the pearls. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
There
Hopefully they
you
don't.
go.
Hopefully they don't ask about the flaming gills on my back.
They do look at you because, I mean, it's a major sigma,
Oh,
but
Jesus.
Yeah, I said the island was look, the island changed me. I am susceptible to the monstrosity.
changed the previous employee too.
Well, hopefully
He lost his head over it.
Hopefully my brain will not explode.
That's what we're going for.
Cool. All right, that is the Cresting Pearl Light.
All right.
Well, that was fun.
Good. So just so you know, this was the add-on adventure that goes. There's a different adventure in the quick start. This is like the add-on adventure, and we are doing fulfillment over the holiday next weekend. So
Okay. Oh, great.
Yay!
yeah,
So people did the Kickstarter, and then they'll get the add-on, and then you'll put it on drive-through, or
I think so. Yeah. So
great.
yeah. So
Cool.
you will be hopefully seeing your full book coming in a couple of weeks. Like I said, it should be mailed next weekend. So
great.
Yay!
Well, thank you.
What did
Thank
you think, Phyxius? What'd you
I
think?
enjoyed it. For
good.
my second time of not D&D.
I mean, good for you, man. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Yes, good. It's a simple system. I like it. It does facilitate more narrative type of gameplay.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a really good, I think, adaptation of the Black Sword hack system.
Thanks.
You know, the DNA is there and it runs smoothly and kind of the mechanics are real familiar, but you've also fleshed it out in a way that fits really, I think, mirrors the setting.
Yeah, the
So
setting is very
that's-
evocative. Now that I'm playing
Thank
in it,
you.
it's really, really evocative. I think I like that. Yeah, I like that sort of stuck in time period. Late. Would you say like 19th century, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's somewhere
Or
between I would say 1650 and 1750-ish.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
So 18th century. Yeah, it makes sense with the like flintlock type technology.
hmm
Cool. All
Yeah.
right. Good stuff.
Well,
Cool, thank you. And I think I'm running another game on July 7th. Does that sound right?
yep. Make sure you have your notifications on, listeners, or you will miss it.
Yep.
And that one is Project Psyche, and it's a
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
new fresh adventure
Yay!
that we. So
Yeah, it uses a different system too, right? So
yes,
Yep.
it uses Year Zero engine,
oh, nice. Great.
which I really love.
Oh, yes. I love this one.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Dee.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Dee.
Thank
All
Thank
right.
you
you.
guys for playing.
Y'all take care.
All
You
right.
too.
Okay, good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night
Bye.
and good rolling.